Hello everyone, thank you very much for joining the live stream. My name is Brian, still referred to as Gaia Man on Telegram and Discord. Today we're just going to go through the latest updates for Gaia Everworld. I call this version 1.2. So I just load into the game and we get stuck into it. So I'm just signing into a link called ChainSafe. And this is just authorizing my signature request. So guys, so welcome, thanks for joining. So everyone be able to tune in afterwards and see what has been going on with Gaia Everworld since the last update of version 1.0. The foundational structure of the game still really, So what's happening is we've had a few additional settings. So just to go into more detail about it, the graphics mode has been definitely updated quite a bit. So what you're looking at now is what's called the ultra setting. So what we have here is the reflection mode enabled as well. And I'll just give you a comparison of what's the difference between the ultra graphics mode, which is on the highest setting, to the very low. So this is the pause menu. So this is the low. So you can see there's a drastic distance. Of course, the game runs much smoother in the lower setting. Also, this game, if people are wondering about the requirements, basically it's about you need 8 gigabyte of RAM minimum. I'm using a Intel Core i5. My PC is an Acer. It's a laptop, and it has an NVIDIA GeForce RTX graphics card. But it's 7. I can run at 7 gigabytes, but 8 would be the minimum for the RAM. The system I'm using is a 32-bit system. So just to give you an idea on the requirements, that's what you'll be talking about. Okay, so we're just going to some more of the settings here. So this is the low setting. This is low. It's also the very low. Some work needs to be done in these settings. Some of them are responsive, some of them are not. But feedback has been given this on the channels that we have for the beta testing. So you can see this is just a medium. It's the high setting. The very high setting. You can see all the shadow effects come into play. And then of course, the ultra. Okay. So I just go into this for some people who are not familiar with where Gaia Everworld Metaverse is at the moment. Basically there's a lot of work going on in the background. This is just a character customization setting. Now, some of these settings, in my opinion, need to be tuned quite a bit. So when you download this version, it's about 4 gigabytes in downloadable size. Then you need to extract it onto your desktop, so it'd be 8 gigabytes in total. So it needs to be extracted from the link. So make sure you have about, let's say, 8 gigabytes of free space on your hard drive. So I'm just trying to change some of the settings here. So for the rest of this video, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run the setting in lower graphics. You can see in the top left-hand corner as well that your avatar now is actually viewing to be what you style them as. So there. Also, another good feature on this one is the resolution setting. So I have this set at 920, 1080p. So you can actually adjust this to any resolution setting. If you just keep going through the settings and click apply, you can put it to any screen size you want. That's a requirement for your settings. The only thing is, though, if you keep going down to the lower resolution settings, the writing and the font is unreadable. Now, the feedback has been given on that. So I'm just going to leave my quality setting as it is. We also have the texture quality as well. So we have the half res, quarter res. You can see the floor detail is changing as I move these settings. The full res. And we have the shadow mode as well, which only really works in the higher, I'd say from medium up in the game quality settings. And also you have the brightness settings and the shadow distance as well. And we also have the save mode as well. So every time when you die in the game, when you fall off a height, it picks up exactly where you left off. And there was no wallet functionality in version 1.0, but that's all happening now. There's no registration yet in relation to the NFTs that we have, the Gaia Elite Club or the land plots yet, but that will come up in the later versions. So, hello. So here we are. Sorry, can someone just mute themselves there? It's just I can hear audio. Okay. So we're still at the very low graphical setting. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to jump to different areas. So where we are now on the map is actually on a ship. So if we just look at it here. So here we are. So with all your land plots and your map setting, the safe zone map is fully 3D'd. Just to let you know, it has been worked on. It is in full display. You can walk around anywhere on it. So this is just a part of the map that we have here. This is a boat setting. So these teleportation circles are put around the whole safe zone area. Now, what's actually happening here is I'm actually running up to the teleportation circle and it has loaded. Great. So here's the different zones that you can go around. But what I'll do is that I'll just pick this one here. Okay. So now we're in the medium graphics setting at the moment. A tip as well, when you are running around this world, always run into the teleportation circles. The menu always comes up at the bottom right, and it's just very handy if you want to go to a different area. Otherwise, you'll be running around the whole place, and it takes some time to run around the whole map. So I'm just going to put this down to the low setting. We're in this area of the map. Now, what I'm going to do is then, if I go into one of the villages, okay. So we go to a different area. We go to this one. Look, the graphic settings here are at the lowest, mind you. So if you want to bring them up to more detail yourself by beta testing it, please do if you want. So really from version 1.0, I would call this version 1.2, to be honest. It's just really the foundational work of the game still being worked on. If you even look up at the sky, has now a full shadow effect on it. Before it used to be a JPEG image in the background. Now that has all changed. So this has a full environmental setting where anywhere you turn left or right, the sun and the sky reflects the shadows and the images of the area. So it's that type of work that's been going on over the last while. Also here as well, and there was no water. So the swimming effect is going. This has been worked on as well. Plus a lot of content's being added as well to the villages. You can see here there's a few what I call drones. Now you can notice that the game is kind of glitching quite a bit. That's all been worked on. To be honest, if you played version 1.0, if you ever saw glitches, there was glitches in that version, trust me. I'm just going to go into the graphics settings again. I'm going to bring down the res a bit. You can see the difference now, probably much smoother now. Yes, you can even see the objects appearing up in the distance. Now, the big thing I notice about this version is the settings really have an impact on the game. Before, when you used to put very low graphical setting to very high, it was out of one extreme to the other. There was really no in between. But in this version, it's getting a lot more detailed. And like I said, I will post up this video is being recorded. So when we're finished here, I'll post it up on the Gaia Everworld community YouTube channel for everyone to watch. So this is another version of the map. Now I have put in feedback in relation to, I think this should zoom out a lot further. In version 1.0, you used to zoom out all the way. You used to see the whole save zone arena. But that is not the case here. So let's try a different zone. Now the music in the background, you can turn it off if you want. I think it's just alright for this video. And to be honest, this is pretty much that's all in the metaverse at the moment. Like I said, it's really just the background mechanics that have been worked on over the last while. A lot more content's been put into the metaverse, a lot more items and visuals. Now, we don't have all day to run around to all the iconic scenes in the metaverse, but there is a good few of them. But by the time I go from the portal to there, we'll be here for a while. So I'll just give you another example of what's up here. But the big upgrade in this one is the wallet functionality with MetaMask. So I'm logged into my wallet ID. So let's just give you a visual in this room of the graphical settings. So we're now in low setting. So you can see straight away, just even in very low to low, there's a massive difference. Let's go to medium, brings in the shadow effects, which is fine. So the high brings in more further detail. Let's go to the very high settings. You know, I can see a lot more background pieces are coming into play, the lights, etc. And ultra, which is the highest setting. And let's go instead of 8 res, let's put it to half res, quarter res, full res. Right. So you can see there's a massive difference between the two settings. So a lot more work needs to be done. And that's what you're really talking about, guys. I mean, you can run around this all day and you can find things that you want to give feedback on. And this is just a little village in the area. They're full of empty buildings. We're not at that stage yet where there's actually things you can do. Like this is a stable shed, which would be usable in the future. If you looked at one of the other videos that was made of the amenities in Gaia Everworld, you can see what's going to be coming into play in the later versions. There's always some talk about people mixing up the MMORPG game, saying that this is going to be released while I'm playing in 2028. No, the Safe Zone Metaverse, this version we're playing is going to be released. The MMORPG game is 2028. And if you ever looked at the white paper and see the full map of the size of what the MMORPG game is, it's massive. It's absolutely huge. That version will be released in 2028. But in the metaverse, what you can do in this version, the safe zone, would be to buy, trade, develop on your land. I'd say in the later versions coming up shortly in the next few months, you'll probably find that we will enable the building tools so people can start building on the land plots that they purchased. That's mechanics that's been worked on at the moment. So all the land plots that people purchased back in April, it's 2021, I believe, you'd be able to start building on those and creating mini games, farming, all that kind of economics that was discussed in the white paper would be getting in it. But like I said, the main updates in this version is more of the background, foundational settings, the water functionalities there now, the graphical settings, the resolution settings for your systems is there in place. It's a lot more stable than what it was. It's half the requirements of version 1.0. The weather mechanics are in there as well. There's a lot more response in the settings, character customization, the avatar settings there. So yeah, a lot has been done since version 1.0, but there's a lot more work to be done by the team. So in the later versions as they be coming, I'll be making these videos and keeping you guys up to date. But by all means, feel free to download at GaiaWorld.com this version and provide feedback to our channels. Ideas you have, we'll go around the place, explore it. Anything missing, anything you want to add to the game, any ideas or requests or anything, put it all in. We're always open to the ideas to make this a very good experience for everyone.